I'm Kaye, and today we are going to be talking about some new makeup launches that have happened in February of 2021, because there have been a lot. Today is February 25th. My birthday was 3 days ago, so I am now 23, which feels really weird. I feel like after 21, there's like nothing really to be excited for, whereas like 23, I feel like just after this, it's like, all right. So I thought we would talk about some February makeup launches because there have been a lot. And I just felt like just talking to you guys, chilling in a hoodie and a full face of makeup, because this is honestly what I wear on a day-to-day basis. I just like, I don't know, I just don't really care about clothes anymore. So let's get into some new makeup arrivals. And with each of these products, I'm gonna be talking about, you know, if I would purchase it, if I wouldn't purchase it. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so this one shocked me and kind of set me down memory lane. There is now a Blockbuster palette from Hot Topic, and I mean, the outside's very cute. It looks exactly like the DVDs that you would get from there. It has like the little Blockbuster ticket and there's like a rip in it. Very cute. Speaking of, there is still a Blockbuster left in the US. Let me check where that is really quick, just if you guys were curious and wanted some, like a little nostalgia trip. So the last Blockbuster on the planet is still around, and it's in The Bend, Oregon. So I looked it up because I was curious to see if that was actually true, because I remembered reading it somewhere, and it is. It's actually on Airbnb, so you can rent it out, I think for a night, and I guess you can actually sleep there and just rent it out with a few friends. So I thought that was kind of interesting. There is still one open despite like Netflix and all of that, so I thought that was kind of cool. I just felt like I needed to share that before going into this palette. So this palette, it's all matte. It's sold at Hot Topic. I don't know what the brand is. Like, I guess it's just Hot Topic collaborated with Blockbuster or something. The colors, they have an orange, a yellow, browns, reds, greens, blues, whites, and blacks. So kind of an interesting array of colors. I like that they at least have the brand colors in there. I feel like there have been palettes that have been done before where they're just like blatantly like missing some colors in there, where you're like, where's the green for that, you know? The Colourpop Candyland palette just was very lackluster. Like, there wasn't like the bright shades. Like, I wanted more. I feel like it should have been a bigger palette, first of all. Very like pastel, but like didn't have a lot of pigment. I do like that they at least have the brand colors in there. I feel like this is a palette that's definitely more of a collector's item. It's not really one that you would use day to day, just judging by the colors, but I loved Blockbuster as a kid. I remember getting those like big gummy treat trays where there's like a gummy pizza and like a gummy hot dog and like fries, and I feel like they weren't ever like that good, but like I liked getting them. They also had the gummy Coke. I just remembered that. I just thought it was interesting. Is it one I'd purchase? Probably not. So I mean, if you're just wanting that and you loved Blockbuster, I mean, maybe get it for yourself as just, you know, a collector's item. But if I really liked the color scheme of the palette, I honestly might think about getting it, but it just doesn't really look like my cup of tea, so I'm gonna skip out on that one. The next thing I think is worth talking about, so this actually came out in January, but it's Halsey's About Face makeup line, which frankly just really excites me. I know that some people were upset because they feel like it's more of a cash grab. I personally don't mind when people come into the makeup space that, you know, aren't technically makeup artists or influencers, because there's a ton of makeup, but if people are coming in that are bringing in innovative products and they're good products, I don't mind at all. Like, if they're bad, I'm just not gonna purchase them. So for me, I'm not upset about it. So the thing I really like about her line is she has utilized cream eyeshadow products, which me personally, I love cream shadow sticks. If I were to make my own makeup line, I would make super pigmented, matte, colorful, bright eyeshadow sticks. Like, I absolutely love them. I love Laura Mercier's, I love Bobbi Brown's. I think they're incredible. So she came out with some cream shadow sticks, but liquid eyeshadows as well, which I think is genius, and they're matte. So we've seen them before in like shimmery and metallic and glittery formulas, but hers are matte, so I'm really interested to try them. I've seen a few reviews, but I'm like interested to try them myself. She's also uploaded a few cute tutorials. Like she's done these really cool artistic looks where it just kind of literally just looks like paint on the eye. It's really cool. So I'm really excited to try the brand and see what it's all about. I also just personally love Halsey and I love her music, so I am really excited to see what she comes up with, and I think we definitely need more innovation in the makeup space, so I'm very excited for her line, and I'm glad that she took that leap. Also, if we're talking about cash grabs from celebrities, I mean, first of all, makeup lines take so much work, like, and thought, assuming the person is involved in the creative process and like the ideas and all of that. I feel like it's not as much of a cash grab as like fragrance per se. Like, I feel like that's not as complicated to make. Like maybe you design the bottle, or maybe you know, pass that on to someone else and you make a scent. And I'm not trying to shade any celebrities. Like, there's some celebrity fragrances that I love. I love the Ariana Grande Rum fragrance. It's one of my favorites. But if we're talking about which one's more of a cash grab, like, I mean, makeup's definitely really popular right now. But like I said, if people are coming out with innovative, cool products, I don't mind at all. Another makeup collection that came out is a Peep makeup collection, which let me see who they collaborated with for this. So they collaborated with Hipdot Beauty, which I've never heard of the brand before. At least like their name doesn't like spark anything for me, but they have these really cool Peep sponges, which I think is perfect, and probably the best way they could have utilized Peeps for a makeup launch is make sponges. I guess it's the Peep shape. It almost looks like an avocado kind of shape, like I'll have a picture here, but they are like the bright colors of the Peeps, and I just feel like that's perfect because the texture is just like a Peep. Like, they're just soft. Like, I'm actually tempted to buy the sponges. I hope they're good, but they're very cute. And then the palette is like this brightly Peep colored palette. I wish that they would have just done all brights. They kind of have like a weird orangey brown, and like from the way that they photographed the swatches, they almost all look shimmery, even though, I mean, there's at least 3 mattes in the pan, so it's kind of odd. But I feel like I would consider the sponges before I considered the eyeshadows, just because I feel like that is so cute and like could possibly be a collector's item, because people freaking love Peeps. Like, I feel like they're usually sold out by the time like Easter ends. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel like I rarely go to the store and see like a ton of leftover Peeps. Like maybe like a few boxes, but nothing like crazy, you know? Okay, so Kat Von D came out with the Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. It has this really cool clear casing around it. So apparently it's a fully recyclable compact. There's no mirror in it, no magnets, no metal. So I think that's cool that they're trying to like contribute less like waste to the environment, because I mean, I didn't really think about it before, but like there's a lot of plastic and mirrors and glass when it comes to cosmetic products. So I think that's good. I'm curious as to how big they are. I wish they would have had someone like holding it in their hand so you could see if it's tiny, like a concealer, or if it's like big. So let's see. Full coverage for normal to dry skin with a fresh matte finish. So I think it's very clever the way that they're marketing it as like a skin foundation balm, because normally back in the day it would have been called a cream compact foundation, which I think most people would have been like, I think that's what my grandma uses. Why would I buy that? But marketing it as that foundation balm is pretty freaking genius. Infused with apple extract to help nourish the skin. It's long wearing, non-cakey, non-comedogenic, which non-comedogenic doesn't always mean it's not gonna break you out. Like, there are plenty of foundations that say that where I absolutely break out from them, so I don't always trust that. And then it's $38 in 40 shades. So there's a good shade range there. I feel like the marketing's cute. They have it with like apples behind it, so it looks very, I don't know, like very cool, like the brand kind of was when it like first came out. So I like that. I like, you know, the innovation. No one's come out with any of these for a long time, so I'm actually curious to try this. This would be one where I would actually like to try it and see what it's like. or at least see some reviews before purchasing it. The next thing, Colourpop just launched a Bambi collection, which I think is very cute. I am feeling a little bit fatigued with their launches. Like, I feel like it's almost like twice a week it's like a new launch, and you're like, I didn't even see the last one. Like, it's just literally just coming at us. Like, they're just throwing it. Like, I just feel like they're starting to get a little less innovative with the color themes and stories, so I think I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm almost like a little annoyed. It almost feels like fast fashion makeup. We need a break. We just need a little bit of a break from Colourpop for a minute. Like, I feel like they should just space it out a little bit more. I would appreciate that. Does anyone else agree with me? Let me know how you guys feel about Colourpop in the comments down below. So let's just look at we'll look at this collection. I don't know why I feel bitter like that. Maybe it's just because I keep missing stuff, so I get mad. But the collection, so they have Flower, who is the cute little skunk. So the Flower palette is like these nice purpley shades, and they're just like little 5 shades in a pan, so it looks like they're like little mini palettes. Thumper is more of like a cool toned grayish mauvey palette. Bambi's is like these warm oranges, browns, and like some golds. And then it looks like they have some glosses, some liners, and then I think even like a highlighter in Morning Light, which is the same exact packaging as this. The Queen Frostine highlight. So it comes in this with a little puff, which I just thought was like too cute, and I loved Candyland, so I did purchase quite a few things from that launch. Anyways, so I mean, that's probably not one I'm gonna be purchasing. Like, I did like Bambi as a kid, but I'm not like a Bambi like lover. Like, it makes me sad. Like, the mom dies. Like, that's so sad. I don't want to be reminded of that, you know? For this last one, we are talking about the new Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics launch. I think it could be a good launch. I know her highlighters did really well when she launched them. I think it was 2 years ago now, or yeah, 2 like Christmases ago. I know that that one did really well and people loved it. I didn't get my hands on it for some reason. I think I just kind of feel highlighted out a little bit. I just feel like I have so many, and I feel like people aren't as like heavy-handed with the highlighter anymore. Like, I'm wearing some today, but it's just, I'm just more into the subtle ones. But it is one where I would definitely be interested to try. So she came out with some highlighters, which the packaging kind of reminds me of Hourglass because they're kind of sticking out of the pans, like almost like cushioned out is what they look like, which I guess was how her palettes were before. But they have this cute packaging with the J on there. They're metallic. I think it's honestly very cute. So she came out with, it's a whole collection of face powders. So there's 7 baked blush and bronzer duos. So it looks like, I'm assuming if they're baked, that typically means they're not matte. I feel like every baked product I've ever seen is pretty shimmery, or there's like some shimmer swirl in there, you know? But the colors look flattering. For the more fair skin, it's like a lighter pink. For more medium skin tones, they have like a pinky peach mixed, and then for darker skin tones, it looks like they have like darker mauve blushes and like a nice like bright, I just think of papaya, like a bright pinky papaya, like orangey blush shade, which are so pretty. Like, I love wearing those on myself, but I love bright blushes. So this is kind of an exciting launch. I do just wish that they were separate. I mean, I totally get like the bronzer blush duo, like I understand it, but I typically just like purchasing them separate because sometimes the bronzer you like doesn't really work with, you know, the blush in there. So I do wish that they were separate, but I mean, I'll probably be purchasing one of them. I think they're really pretty. I like the colors that they have. I feel like the bronzers actually are pretty flattering that they have paired with the blushes and vice versa. So I'm pretty impressed with that. So it seems like the highlighters that are back are from her old palettes with 2 new shades. So that's what they're saying. So Gold for Gold and Va Ava Boom. I might be wrong. I am actually interested to try them. Like, if it's a really nice smooth formula, like the main thing I want is smooth. Like, I don't really care about intensity. Like, there are days I want intense and there are days I want settled, but like as long as it's smooth, that's really all I care about with the highlighters. I'd definitely be interested in trying the products. They do kind of remind me of Hourglass, like I said. It looks like there's a good range for different skin tones, which I do really like. For example, with Bobbi Brown Forever, there was only like a really light highlighter and then a very dark, like bronzy highlighter, where if you were in between, the pink one was almost too light and the other one was too dark. And then they finally launched more shades, but I feel like shade range is very important always. Like I feel like not just with foundation, not just with concealer, but with blushes, with bronzers, with highlighters. So I think it's great that she has launched like a seemingly inclusive shade range with these. So, I mean, props to her for that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the Becca brand is going out of business. They wrote, "You're all our Becca family, parts of this beautiful community that supports us and shares our values. It's because of our love for each of you that we are sharing with you some now very important news about the closing of our brand in September 2021. I mean, that makes me pretty sad. Like, I remember when Champagne Pop came out, I remember Jaclyn Hill like loving the Opal and Moonstone highlighters. I remember buying a Moonstone highlighter, like just thinking it was so beautiful. I'm actually sad that they're going out because they did have some incredible products. Like they had incredible highlighters, but I think they were just never able to recreate the hype that they had with the Champagne Pop launch with Jaclyn Hill, because I think it was one of the first like big collaborations a brand had ever done with influencers, like at least at that time. I do wonder if it's almost like a last call for help to kind of see if they can revive their business before September. But I don't know, maybe they're done for, maybe this is it. It does make me wonder about a lot of other brands that could be in a similar position to them that, you know, might be closing soon. But it's just kind of crazy, like, especially with how big the makeup market is, that it's gotten so competitive that even some of the top brands from a few years ago are now going out of business. It's just kind of crazy to me. I do appreciate that they're at least saying something now so you can kind of still get products that you love from them, because there are so many restaurants and things that went out of business that I wish I had known about. Like I remember one of my favorite desserts shops went out of business and I wish I had known before, you know, because I would have supported them more. On that note, sorry that's kind of like a sad note, but on that note, that is the end of the video. If you guys have any products that you've seen that have come out that you want to talk about, leave it down below in the comments. And let me know which of these products you're excited to try, which ones you didn't like or, you know, aren't gonna try. Leave them down below. That is the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.